But James Caan and Duncan Bannatyne...
I mean, remember, humans don't do things for no reason. We make choices, we make decisions. Yes, a fair amount of them are unconscious, but something happened in Ballantyne's head there that made him go like this. It's really weird. Dangerfield, Dangerfield. Hi guys, welcome back to another of my Dragon's Den reaction videos. Is that how you do YouTube? I don't know, I've only been at it 7 years, I still don't know how it works. But I haven't seen this one, but I've got a newfound sense of hope because the last one I made got copyright claimed takedown request. And I appealed it, and you never win appeals. And I got ChatGPT to write my appeal. Yeah, got turned over. That's why you got to see it. It's just like... So I'm kind of confident because all I said to them was it was transformative. It added something to the source material. I'm not just dining out on Dragon's Den. And because I assume I'll be doing that again, well, I reckon we're on a night flight to Venus. Now, I also need to point out, I've got my fan on. Usually I turn it off when I record these, but check this out. Hey Siri. What's the temperature in Phnom Penh at the moment?
It's about 33 degrees outside.
Yeah, so if I don't have my fan on, I'll disintegrate about 6 minutes into this video. So if it is a bit windy, if it is a bit blowy, hello mate, just had a blowy. That's why. Anyway, I haven't seen this, I know nothing about it. It's an Asian lady walking up the stairs with a pile of books and a voodoo doll. Let's see what happens in the Dragon's Den. I mean, imagine presenting yourself like that. Can work, can work. If you see me occasionally touching my ear, me AirPods are dead. This one just starts going, woo, and then gets louder and louder until I touch it. So it's also continually fuzzing. It's like having Zippy say back to me what I'm talking. So it's all right. I've kind of learned how to use it. But you can donate in the chat. So if you want to contribute to the new headphones grift, you can do it in the comments. So, but if you do see me touching it occasionally, it's not because I'm on some special forces operation. Although two psychotherapists have pointed out that I do use that fantasy to protect myself in social spaces. Is that oversharing? I think so. Point being, it can work. It can work depending on the product. If the product matches her appearance, it can actually be a positive thing. So let's see.
Hello everyone, my name's Sarah Lee and
Sarah Lee's t-shirt says get stuffed. Now I will guess we will not see some consistency here. Peter Jones regularly calls people out for their appearance. I'll be interested here because it's usually men he calls out for their appearance. He assumes men should wear a suit when pitching for money. And maybe they should.
today I'm asking for £35,000 investment for 20% equity.
35 grand for 20%, that's 175,000. She's valuing her company at 175,000, which means she's probably turning over, well, she should be turning over to value it at that, about 1.5 mil, I'd imagine, at about a 60% profit margin. We'll find out.
In my product, the YouDooDoll. The YouDooDoll is the first ever...
Look at it! YouDooDoll! That's why Get Stuffed on her. There you go. You know, I said it can work. She's branding the product as she's pitching. It says on it there, if I can just about make it out, something, a stuffed toy. So Get Stuffed on her t-shirt is part of her branding. So it actually works in a certain reality.
Make your own doll. Don't have to be part of a boy band or a girl band or anything like that at all. Have a doll made of you at home by your...
You don't need to be a master of body language, micro expressions, or even basics of psychoanalysis to see that Theo isn't too impressed. And I don't think he's not too impressed with the product. He's not too impressed with what that product says about the world he currently inhabits. That is a deep expression. And I'm only giggling like a maniac because if I didn't, I'd be exactly where he is too.
Yourself using your computer and printer and scanner. The YouDooDoll comes with obviously the blank doll. You can put anyone's face on it.
I mean, look at it. That manufacturing costs for that. I'd expect if I was buying 10,000 of them, I'd want them for about 20 pence.
At all, by using transfer papers that are inside the box.
Let's have a look at Meaden again there. Meaden equally disgusted by the world in which she inhabits.
Obviously the blank doll, you can put anyone's face on it.
Hang on.
At all.
and again, you know, it's disproportionate to what she's actually looking at, but symbolic of the world we live in. Now, I'm not saying this product won't sell. You know, with things like these, the tackiness of them can often be their value. You know, their stupidity can be their value. Look at a game like Twister. You know, Twister, spin the thing and red hand on blue and all your family's having some kind of weird fully clothed orgy. It's ridiculous. It's not Operation, is it? It's not Mousetrap, is it? But it's ridiculousness, it's stupidity is what sells it. So bear that in mind. You know, these responses are responses to the world they live in, and I mean that. I'm not being hyperbolic. The Meaden and Paphitis here have just sort of realised this is the modern world.
By using transfer papers that are inside the box. It also comes with some clothing.
Self-comforting manoeuvres. Bannatyne, just feed me some milk, Mum. I can't cope with it. This is old, isn't it? Look how young they look. Oh, good Lord.
Trousers and...
I mean, I can't really talk, but Bannatyne almost looks the same age as his girlfriend.
skirt. So it can be a boy or a girl, so it's unisex, or both if you're that way inclined. And
whoa, steady on, love. Both. What are you talking about, both? There's hundreds.
a t-shirt as well. Not only do you personalise a doll, you also personalise a t-shirt and make your own doll. From doing my test market, there's two strands that I found to the actual product.
Interestingly, Jonesy hasn't got that sense of impending cultural apocalypse. He had his chin up. He was, that's fighting talk. That's I'm ready. Because when you got your chin up, you're exposing very vital organs. Your neck, your major vein and your major artery. You look at someone when they're about to have a fight. Look at the one with his chin up. Come on in, let's do it. They're the one who's not scared. The one who's got his chin down. I'm not talking about professional fighters because they know to hold the chin down. I'm talking about the pre-fight bravado. It's the one who's going, come on in. He's exposing his neck, saying, I'm not scared. And Jonesy is kind of like, all right, we can do some business. And Jonesy sees business as fighting. Jonesy sees business as a competitive thing. Why? Because it is, and he's won it many times.
One is the gift-giving part. The amount of people I've seen receive these have been like,
he physically lifted one eyebrow, unable to do that expression automatically. Physically showed a sense of contempt for it.
My own little mini me and going, oh, lovely. The other side of it is the egomania part of it. And recently I've noticed lots of people buying it and making mini miniature dolls of themselves and making them look really out there, really, really different. And so to accommodate that on the website, I've created an online fashion boutique where you can buy extra add-ons for your doll. I'd like to basically show you the product up close and personal.
I do get annoyed with people who say basically about things that will never be complicated. You know, why do you have 2 sugars in your tea? Well, basically, I mean, you know, that it's never going to be complicated that you like sweet tea. But it's a minor point.
I'm handing these out. Are there any questions?
In a bid to help secure 35,000...
I mean, it is tat. This is absolute tat. I mean, I'm assuming to personalise it, she said you use your computer and printer. What, you print out a colour picture of your face and sort of staple it on to your YouDooDoll. And as ridiculous as that sounds, I think that's what it is, yeah. And then you get some photos of you in different outfits, print them out, cut them out, and stick them onto that horrific piece of witchcraft she's punting in the den.
Pounds for a 20% stake in her new business, graphic designer Sarah Lou has given the dragons their own versions of her novelty dolls.
Paphitis took his glasses off, he didn't want to see anymore.
A tactic which has just backfired, as they've now become completely distracted by...
Ah, and there you go. What a turnaround. Amazing. Incredible, the difference between her presenting it and it wasn't anything to do with them. It was just a foreign object. It was, you know, what is... It's a nothing. But, you know, they're all pens out, writing on it, drawing on it, smiling. And she even said that. She did say, I apologise for talking over it, she talked about the gift value of this. You know, and that kind of stupidity, that kind of silliness, you know, that's why so many things are sold at Christmas. You know, this is the sort of thing you would buy as a gift because it's shit. You know, you wouldn't get your missus this, or she's not going to be your missus for much longer. But you'd get it for your stoner mate, 100%. Or, you know, you'd get it for people who are creative because by morning it'd have dreadlocks and bloody fishnets on it or something. You know, and, you know, these are successful entrepreneurs. And she's put this little blank, basically a blank doll, the cheapest possible blank doll you could ever make. I mean, that's only one up from a bit of paper. And they're drawing on it, they're having a laugh. I'll call this now. Over the next 10-20 seconds, they'll be talking to each other about their dolls, they'll be laughing at each other, they'll be showing each other their dolls, and right there, I could be wrong, I don't think I will be, and right there will be the value of this product.
By the effigies of themselves.
There you go, look.
You see what Theo's done to mine?
What's it on it?
What do you think? Is that better?
What have you done?
She's made a mistake by interrupting. She should, I mean, you know, this is a 2-hour pitch edited down to 11 minutes. She should have just let them carry on. They are now pitching this product to themselves. Someone will invest in this. I mean, at 35 grand, it's a punt. You know, you could shift millions of these globally, and the margin's going to be massive. I'd actually guess, I mean, we don't know how much they are yet, but like I said, the packaging probably costs more than the actual YouDooDoll. I reckon the margin's probably about 85-90%. So we'll find out how much they are, but she should have stood back. Just let them self-advertise. There's nothing better than the potential investor enjoying the product. You know, if you want to sell a restaurant lobster, get them to eat it and get them to enjoy it. And job's a good one.
Can I?
How good is that?
Is that a moustache bit or bogey? No, moustache.
Bad move. I suppose it's a bit playful, but I mean, see, look, it's actually quite good. You know, this is around the Christmas table. Here, Dad, I've done you, and everyone having a laugh, and then a photo holding up your YouDooDoll, etc., etc. Yeah, I reckon this will get a pitch. 35 grand. It's a punt. You know, it's pocket money for these people.
See, those are fun.
Sarah, let's get serious for a minute. How much are they?
Right there, they are all smiling. Apart from Valentine, and that's because he's talking, they're all smiling. They've all got it in their hands, and these are hard. These are a hard sell. You know, these are very successful people, and they're enjoying it. They're looking at it. They're turning it around. And Valentine's just asked the important question: how much are they?
They retail at £19.99.
What?
How much?
Yes.
£19.99.
20 quid a pop. Right, so the actual doll, about 50p, I'd guess. Packaging, about £1, 150. Landed with postage, let's add another. I reckon she's making about, selling retail, this is, not trade. She's probably making at least, she's got staffing costs, and if it's an online shop, SEO and other marketing, I reckon she's probably making about 14 quid per item, which is lovely.
You joking?
No, not at all.
20 quid?
Yeah, they're selling at 20 quid as we speak.
How many have you sold?
I've sold 810 in 3.5 weeks.
I mean, they're not great numbers, but 800, it depends when she started the business. If she started the business, you know, if the products landed 6 weeks ago, then that's great. If, you know, but I'm guessing that they went on, we'll find out, that they went on sale about 3 weeks ago.
I have quite large company. I've got Topshop involved on the test
Topshop?
run. So yeah, I've got Topshop paid and all done and dusted.
Wow, high street staple Topshop. You know, it's a clothes shop. Brilliant.
I want those.com, gadgets.co.uk, needapresent.co.uk.
Wow, all massive traffic e-commerce websites. Yeah, this is a winner. Someone will invest in this. It's just going to take someone who's got the necessary sense of humour to not... The person who invests in this is someone who doesn't necessarily see their investments as reflecting their identity. Jonesy won't invest in this. This is going to be someone who doesn't care, really. Someone who's it's just about the money. I'm thinking Meaden, maybe Perfetis.
Okay.
Not Valentine.
And
They've all bought them from you
yeah.
and give you the money?
yes, all paid for. And I've just had an order this morning for another 200.
At what price?
At average of £8.30.
Ouch, so that's a bit of a come down. So selling wholesale to the likes of Topshop, what did she say, 850, 830? But again, that's still probably about a fiver's profit, you know.
So how much money did you make out of those?
£6,900.
There you go, nearly 7 grand. They cost next to nothing to make.
Sarah has recaptured the dragon's attention with impressive early sales figures. James Kahn wants to drill down further into her finances.
James Kahn's face is telling me no. James Kahn, nice watch, nice suit, nice shoes. YouDooDoll. No, you don't doll.
Okay, so if you walk into Topshop, they're selling this as a kind of a regular product, aren't they?
No, basically they've ordered it in as a run-up to when they do their Christmas order. So basically they're not in the shops right now, but it has been paid for and everything. They go out in the next couple of weeks.
Right, that's not so interesting because that's then seasonal. And because she just said that it's part of the run-up to their Christmas whatever, it tells me that this was shot in probably, or shot in November or early December. So her sales are somewhat inflated because Christmas is coming, and that's when people buy gifts. And I would say the majority of these will be bought as gifts. They're a little bit of a piss take. They're a little bit of a slap round the face, but a loving one, the sort of piss take that you do to say to someone, yeah, we can take the piss out of each other because we're friends. It isn't strictly seasonal. You could still buy one for birthdays, Father's Day, not really a Mother's Day thing. After Christmas, it's all about the marketing, like most things.
And what does it cost you to buy this?
At the moment, they're being made in-house at home.
Whoa! She actually makes them. She's got her cousins in on the old brr, brr. So nothing then. and in the book, anyone out there wants to be an entrepreneur, go and buy Felix Dennis's book, How to Get Rich. You'll read it in an afternoon. It reads like a novel. It's not algorithms and charts and graphs. No, it's the story of the mentality of getting rich. And he says in the first chapter, he calls them fishes. He says, if you show excitement, if you show motivation and sort of, an effervescent approach to a new project, you'll be surprised how many people will help you for no money. They just want to be involved. They're attracted to it. And there's a chance that unconsciously or even consciously, they can see that further down the road, they'll be repaid for the help they've done initially.
£5.71.
So these are currently being made at home by...
Yes, by my auntie.
She's when I said cousins, I thought, oh no, I'm going to get done for Orientalism or something. But I'm sorry, complainers. When she... That's incredible. What a beauty. Look at that. I like Asian women. I'm attracted to Asian women. And I wasn't attracted to this woman. Not sexually. I mean, that's okay. I'm sure she would be me. But what a beautiful thing the human smile is. You can't fake that smile. It's in the eyes, it's in the cheeks, it's everywhere. That's an incredible smile. That may have just sold this product. Look at it. Incredible. And when I press the run button, you're going to hear a load of laughs.
My family and friends.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that was weird. They didn't see it like that. Well, I did. Well, maybe it was edited, but, he's smiling.
This is what I mean.
Khan has got... See, Khan's smile is from the nose down, which isn't a smile. That's... I mean, in a way, he's only got a half smile, which is actually contempt and not humour. So that's strangely interesting. There's something he doesn't like about that.
I mean, it's very... I've just started up and things have happened so quickly that I don't even know where to begin to... take a breath.
I take it you're just having these boxes manufactured locally somewhere?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's why they're a lot more expensive than I thought, because boxes like that, made out in China aren't costing you £4 or £5. No way. They're £1.20.
But if you bought this in China or Taiwan...
There you go.
It would cost you virtually nothing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
There you go. I do know what I'm talking about 30% of the time.
Sarah is coping well under the scrutiny of the dragons.
See, look, nowhere near as attractive. The human smile, a happy human is a contagious thing.
But marketing expert Deborah Meaden has something on her mind.
Let's talk about the numbers, because when we're looking at return on investment, the value somebody puts on their business depends on how quickly we can get the investment, how quickly that investment actually dies. And I think you've got quite a short window of opportunity here. So what does your model say this is going to do? How many?
Now, it's interesting. I mean, why is she talking about a short window of opportunity? I mean, there's no barrier to entry. Anyone watching this could make a YouDoo doll by later today. Then get your auntie involved and start knocking them out more. Get a local packaging company. Yeah. So there's no barrier to entry. It is a fad. You know, it's a sort of get in, make a load of money, then take them to America, then Australia, and then that's kind of it. Because I remember them from like last year. So I kind of get that. But at a 35 grand punt, I think your ROI, return on investment, is going to be significant. I think within a year there's a couple of mil to be made out of these with some very simple marketing and some very simple search engine optimization.
Are you going to sell and when?
Basically, at the end of my third year, that's when you would get a return on your money, which I expect you to double that at.
See, that's
that time.
really interesting, because I don't think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I'm with Meaden on this. The end of her third year, no, this is going to take off. This is going to explode in a couple of months. This isn't going to grow like a normal business. This is going to explode in a couple of months, and that's when you're going to seize the opportunity to exploit it as much as possible, ride that self-marketing wave, and that's kind of over. She's talking about 2-3 years. No, not a chance.
I think by year 3, this will be done and dusted.
There you go. Exactly. But Meaden likes that about it, because for a 35 grand investment, yeah, get in, make a fortune, get out, finish it, you know. No long-term commitments, no full-time staff. Get a little project team together, bosh, 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 bing, bang, bong, and your quid's in. That, Meaden's going to offer her the money. That face tells me that.
But there's YouDooDoll as it is what we see it as now. I'm trying to create a brand out of it.
No, that's a mistake. It isn't a brand, it's a fad. And you're wasting money branding it. I mean, it is a brand in itself. You know, it's a YouDoo doll. But it's not a brand where next month you're going to have a YouDoo dog. You know, and if you did, the sales are going to, you know, that's then a very small market. I mean, we're all human. How many pet owners are there? And what you can do next week? I mean, I'm out of ideas. YouDoo golfer? You know, no, you've got it wrong. Meaden's right, you're wrong.
Have you got other ideas already stacked up?
Yes, I have. Lots of variations. I mean, like, they're basic mini replicas of us, and how much scope does an individual person have? We've got Valentine's Day, we've got Father's Day, we've got... I want to make you...
That's 2 days. We've got 2 days.
Your own boy band and girl band, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but that's not the same thing, because, what, you're going to buy 5 of these things to make a boy band? What? So another boy band that exists? It's a tiny little market of, you know, a couple of teenage girls. No.
It's a robust defence, but retail magnate Theo Paphitis is a...
Looked absolutely befreaked. Let's see if we can pause that.
It's a robust defence, but retail magnate Theo Paphitis...
Looks like he's just remembered he's left his milk on the hob. and that is a wonderful micro expression. You know, unless he has left his milk on the hob, he's just thought of something. Now, it's disproportionate to the situation. He hasn't invested any money. He hasn't said anything. I think he's relatively new to the show at this stage. But without a doubt, he's just thought of something that has caused him to look fearful. Interesting, because it's going to go like that. It'll go before you've noticed it.
Fetus is about to drop a bombshell.
Now, I've gone.
I think the packaging is over-engineered, because as a retailer, trust me, I do not want to stick something this big up to take that much space on a wall meter.
Okay.
They are very big for what they are, you know. That packaging needs to be about the size of the YouDoo doll. I mean, you know, it looks like a telephone directory for anyone over the age of 40.
Okay.
For this product. So that's a problem.
Okay.
The packaging should be half that size. And then you look at this and say, well, actually, the quality is rubbish. It really is amateur time.
And it absolutely is, but I think unless he is about to say what I'm going to say, it is, but it's meant to be because its function is a bit of fun. Its function is largely disposable. Get it, stick your face on it, put a stupid t-shirt on it, have a little laugh, take some photos, put it on social media, pin it on your wall, forget about it. 4 months later, when you're tidying up, chuck it out.
It's meant to look homemade.
Oh, trust me, it works.
Okay.
Let's hear that whole line.
It really is amateur time.
It's meant to look homemade.
Oh, trust me, it works.
And that is a lie, by the way. It's meant to look homemade. What? So if some company come in and said, we'll make them look a lot better for the same price, you'd say, no, I want them to look this bad. You know, they look bad because they're cheap, and that's it. And that's all right, because that's what it is. It's a bit of fun. And in this day and age, 20 quid is nothing really to make your mates laugh. That's it. You know, gifts are hard to buy. What do you buy people? That's why websites like Buy Me a Gift, gadgets.com, something for him, all, you know, those websites where they've got interesting items that aren't a jumper or a pair of socks. That's why they do so well.
Okay.
And those are the reasons I can't back you. So I'm out.
No, you can't back her because you just remembered something really traumatic and you just want to get back to that. Yeah, that face was not her response to what she said. That's been edited in.
Sarah's pitch has suffered an abrupt setback. Will the other dragons share Theopaphitus's concerns?
Sarah, I've had a bit of fun with it. I think it is fun. But the but for me is that I think you have so many issues to deal with, the things that Theo pointed out. And I think when you sort all of that out and the expense of doing all of that, that 35,000 has gone pretty rapidly.
No, I absolutely disagree with you. He's just making excuses to leave. You know, if she's getting those boxes made locally in England for about 4 or 5 quid a pop, she can get them made in China for next to nothing. You know, James Caan said it, I said it. So that, you know, she's going to save money by getting that 35 grand on board, and they're going to be half the size. So that's not true.
And that's the reason why I wouldn't invest in you. So
Okay.
I'm out.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, nothing. He just doesn't want to be associated with a YouDoo doll. And, you know, like I said, it's going to make turnover about 2 mil, and then your revenue out, your net profit out of that's going to be divided between you and her is going to probably be something like 200-300 grand. And it's not worth his time. He can make that today doing something else. So he found a reason to say no, and it was unconvincing.
Sarah's chances of securing £35,000 for 20% of YouDoo dolls are slipping away. Will Deborah Meaden be next to walk away from any deal?
I actually agree with everything that Theo, and so I should.
I
Theo
do.
is an extremely experienced
I know, this is why I completely...
Absolutely.
Stop talking over her, love. That is not a good look.
Yeah.
He's got it, you know.
I completely agree as well.
And I think you run the risk of this actually being a one Christmas wonder.
Yeah. That's not a risk to me. That's just a temporary business, of which there's nothing wrong. You remember the Rubik's Cube? Done pretty well.
However, I still...
There you go. I've just got to grab that little bit there. Hang on.
Christmas wonder. However, I still...
Yeah, this is a woman who's seen the potential, realises how very little work needs to be done, knows that these high street chains have already started buying them, knows that she can assign a couple of blokes from her team onto it, and she's going to make a couple of $100 grand by doing next to nothing, because most of the work's already been done. Now it's just logistics and a bit of SEO.
still like it, and it's fun. So I am going to make you an offer.
Boom! Boom! I think it's time to stop this now. There you go.
But I'm going to need a healthy chunk of the business to even take my time to do it.
Yeah, she's going to want 40, maybe 45%.
So,
And this woman should jump on that. You know, you'll have a couple of £100,000 in your bank next year.
so I'm going to offer you £35,000, and I want 45% of the business.
Nailed it. And this woman should just jump down her throat. Her work's done. Her work is done. Take the 35 grand, spend that, just take that as salary. And then all she's got to do is, all she'll have to do is a bit of admin. And Meaden will tell her Meaden herself won't, but some of Meaden's lackeys will. And just watch the money come in for a couple of years or a year.
Okay.
Yeah, she knows she's just made a tidy little sum, buy a new house somewhere on the coast.
It's a surprise offer and a steep one. Deborah Meaden wants 45% of Sarah's business, more than twice what she was originally offering.
I can't see anyone else making an offer, to be honest with you.
But James Caan and Duncan Bannatyne...
Bannatyne! Let's look at that again.
Twice what she was originally offering. But James Caan and Duncan Bannatyne...
I mean, remember, humans don't do things for no reason. We make choices, we make decisions. Yes, a fair amount of them are unconscious, but something happened in Ballantyne's head there that made him go like this. It's really weird. Humans are incredible. I mean, I can't read that. I mean, I can't even do that. My head won't swerve that much. Or maybe it will. Maybe his hand... No. Sorry. Give it a go at home and let me know in the comments if you can swerve your head like Ballantyne.
are still in. Will either of them improve on the offer?
I can see.
Oh, interesting. Before when I said that his smile was one-sided, which is actually tending more towards contempt than happiness, it would appear he might have a slightly asymmetrical face because, you know, that is a full smile. His eyes are involved in that, his cheek is involved in that, and yet his top lip isn't quite playing ball. So, you know, maybe that was a bit unfair on him. Does he want to be associated with this? I reckon here's what I'm going to call. He's going to say it is fun. There's a bit of money to be made there. Take Deborah's offer.
The opportunity, and I would like to make an offer, Sarah.
Oh my God! Absolutely blown away. I wonder if he's going to go halves with Meaden. Halves on 35 grand? Probably not. I'm shocked. I would have thought he doesn't want anything to do with a crappy little voodoo doll, but it would appear he does. I'm blaming his asymmetric smile on my misreading of the situation, and I won't be told anything else. I won't be told different.
I think I'd like to
dry my bottom lip.
Offer you the whole amount for 40% of the equity.
He's undercut Meaden by 5%. Meaden is the higher status dragon. She's going to go with Meaden. Out of the two of them, I can't see Ballantyne. Is Ballantyne already out? I'm losing track here. Out of James Caan and Deborah Meaden, the woman's going to go for Meaden. It makes more sense.
Because I think you don't need any help at all. I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
You know, I think you're going to fly.
Agreed. And Meaden knows that as well. There's nothing else really to do here. It's easy money.
So I think we're both going to make a lot of money together.
Sarah, I hope you don't agree that you don't need any help.
That's a very good call, because she doesn't, actually. I mean, there's a little bit of work to do, but it's admin. But that's a really good call. Look at Meaden's head on the tilt there, hand on face, supporting herself. That's a really clever call, because that's now differentiated her from James Caan. James Caan was being very honest. We don't really need to do much now, love. There's money to be made here, and I think we'll both make a lot. Yeah, lovely. But he forgot that he was competing. For a split second there, he forgot he was competing with other people. And so Meaden's now gone in with deception. I hope you don't trust him. This is what she's basically saying, and will continue to say, slightly disguised though. She's basically saying, James isn't going to do any work for you. He thinks it's all been done. Which is the truth. But Meaden's now got to sell this woman, sorry I forgot her name, she's got to sell to her the idea that James thinks there's no work to be done, so he ain't going to do any. Whereas I'll do all that loads of work that needs to be done. And that's why she'll go with her.
In an unexpected twist, a bidding war has erupted in the den.
Hardly.
With James Caan undercutting Deborah Meaden by 5%. But both dragons still want a huge chunk of Sarah's company. Will Duncan Bannatyne enter the fray with a better offer?
No. Although, he might have been swung by James and Meaden. He might have just suddenly realised he's missed something. But he didn't seem too impressed with it, did he?
No, I'm trying to make this work.
Oh, God.
But the more I look at it and look at James's
your T-shirt,
his offer, I think it's a great offer, and I don't think I can beat it.
Much like Jonesy, just another excuse to say I'm out. He doesn't want to be associated with it, which is fine. That's not a negative thing. The businesses you're in do somewhat reflect your identity. Of course they do. When you talk to someone, you say, what do you do? And they say, I'm an aircraft pilot. You're like, wow. And when they say, I'm a policeman, you're like, ah. Not all, hashtag not all police.
So I'm going to have to say I'm going to decline, so I'm out.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That was just an excuse. A reason.
Sarah still has 2 rival offers on the table. Can she now gain the upper hand and negotiate the warring investors down on their equity demands?
But all she's got going round her head now is that amazing play by Meaden. Carney thinks there's no work to be done. So do you want to go with him and make a business with no work? Or do you want to come with me and do work and make some money? It's Meaden.
Deborah, would you like to add anything? Say, or make me better offer or not?
No, to be honest, I think I've made you a very good offer. I tell you why. Unlike James, I think you do, and I think you need quite a bit of help in this.
Oh, it's magnificent. That is magnificent. It's such a good negotiating strategy, and I think you think like me. You think like me, multi-millionaire, successful entrepreneur. We're alike, me and you. That's wonderful. That is straight in. Her hands have gone straight into her unconscious, and she's massaging her ego like a trooper. Me and you are very similar, to be fair. It's wonderful. It's rapport building. It's mirroring. It's ego massaging. It plays with the narcissism that's reflected in a microcosmic way in the actual product, which is textually that's beautiful. Maiden's a genius.
Obviously, you'll get some of my time, but I've got absolutely the right person to put onto this, and I think we would stand a fair shot at making this happen pretty quickly.
It's incredible work from Meaden. It's done. Job's done. This girl now, she's not thinking, is it Meaden or Caan? She's thinking, do I want to get shot of 45% of my business? That's now all she's thinking about. And if she's got any sense, which it appears she has, because she's made a product that's going to make her a few quid, she'll say, I want to accept your offer.
Your background and experience, is it a retail background?
I mean, this is all just bullshit now. This is her wanting to, she's trying to elevate herself, and I don't think Khan has got the, this isn't business negotiating now. This is like self-promotion, and Khan hasn't got those chops. Nowhere near the level that Meaden has. Look at Meaden's face. She knows it. Meaden's looking at Khan thinking, go on, try and beat me. Try and impress her more than I just did, because she knows he can't. This will be a failure from Khan.
My background is very much what makes people work. So, I think I'm not just buying into this particular product. I'm actually looking at, the concept of a brand and a range, and to be honest with you, because I think you...
I mean, it's much like Meaden Light, to be honest with you. I will give him some props, because earlier on she did say she's got other ideas. And people do get hung up on ideas. And Meaden has pretty much said, just sell this in and out. That's on the table. Whereas James won't do that. James will also do that, sorry. He's not looking at a line of products. You do dog, you do frog, you do house, you do mouse, you do cow, you do sow, you do John, and you can call me Al. No, not a chance. But he's tapped into a desire that she already said that Meaden, pulled the blinds down on.
You will make this work.
So I must admit, I'm not as confident as I was, because cleverly he tapped into her dream of more products in this range. I'd still say Meaden though.
What I do say, Sarah, is don't make it about the percentage.
Can I go away and think about it?
It's an agonising decision for the young entrepreneur. Will she sacrifice a massive 45% of her fledgling business?
I really hope so, because I'd rather have 55% of a business with Meaden than 100% of a business on my own. Any day of the week.
To secure the support and cash of marketing expert Deborah Meaden.
Do you know what I mean? Exactly what you need.
Or be tempted by the better offer, but more hands-off approach from James Khan.
And you wouldn't think to go less than 45 at all? Not even by 2%, 1%, 0.5%?
She's talking to Meaden, she's going with Meaden.
Okay. In that case, James, thank you very much for your offer. I'm going to decline, and Deborah, I'd like to accept your offer.
Forward to that, I reckon we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sarah has done it. It's early days for YouDooDoll.
Why don't you stand upright, woman? She's turtling. She's protecting her organs. Come on, love. You should be standing upright. Why the fear?
But she can now move forward.
Yeah, they're not your chops. They're not your skills, mate. He knows he's just lost a couple of $100,000 for doing nothing.
With the financial support and business acumen of Deborah Meaden.
Well, as per usual, look at her face. Look at a woman who's just landed $200,000 for doing nothing. And I mean it. She's going to put that woman onto one of her staff and say, you know what to do, and buy herself a new house. As usual, let's see what happened to YouDooDoll. Hello there, people. Now, it's really weird because there's live music outside and they're in between songs, so I'm going to try and get all this in. Company's House was kind of boring. They were turning over... Well, it was hard to say what they were turning over, but they had assets every year for about 5 years of about 60 grand in the bank, probably paying themselves a salary out of that. they're available in many shops. This is their website, but this is a legacy website. Even though you can go to stockists and there's plenty of them, I mean, maybe you can get them from these shops, but the company dissolved in 2014. So Meaden done her 4 or 5 years, made her a few $100,000. Sarah probably made her a few $100,000, and then dissolved. Now, just because she dissolved her company, you only incorporate when you hit the VAT limit, which I think is probably about $75,000, $80,000 at the moment. I don't know. It's been so long since I incorporated. But Meaden left in 2014, so she probably thought, well, I'm not revenue, by the way, that is, not profit. I'm not making that money. Dissolve the company, then she hasn't got to pay corporation tax and VAT and all that. And she might just have a very small business where people order 5 or 6 of these a month or something. Who knows? But you can't buy them on the website. So that's pretty much it. This is a legacy website. There's no Twitter account for this company. There's that country and western. I mean, that's what you want in Cambodia. That's what you move out here for. A bit of country and western. But there's no Facebook group, there's no Twitter group. I'm guessing it's all over. But like I said, made a few quid, did very little to make it, and because she clearly had an entrepreneurial spirit, she might have used that money to go on and make something else successful and bigger, and then she might use that money, sell that company, and go on to do something else. Who knows? But it hasn't been a failure. Just because a company dissolves, that doesn't always make it a failure. They were earning money. That company didn't get dissolved in debt, owing money. It got dissolved when it was doing all right, but they probably realised it got to the point where, we might as well move on and do something else. The next bit is pre-recorded, so there won't be any country and western. Well, she set up a YouTube channel. Well, that's quite a good funnel for people to your shop. Social media does get people to your website. It's had about 8,000 views. However, this is about 15 years old, and I would imagine the majority of them come off the back of Dragon's Den. It's only a minute long. Let's see what old Sarah Lou has got to say about her appearance on the Den. Take it away, Lou.
Hello everyone, it's me again, doing my next instalment of my video blog. Thank you to everyone that watched me in Dragon's Den the other night. Thank you for everyone that's also sent me loads of emails through MySpace and through Facebook. You can get me through MySpace.
There's nothing quite ages social media quite like the mention of MySpace.
Facebook on the by going to the contacts page on the website. I've had some really nice messages. One person said they were in love with me. Thank you very much out there. and lots of people have actually asked about my tattoo. So I thought I'd show you guys what it is.
I draw the line at people talking about their tattoos. Well, there you go, people. A lesson to be had there. You don't always need to have a project go to the moon. For a good 6 years, she was earning a fair few quid by doing very little. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you thought this video was entertaining and it give you some kind of value, please click the thumbs up. It really, really helps. And if you want to contribute to my new set of earpods, you can drop a donation in the comments. Thanks for coming back. I'll see you next week with another one. Ta-ta!
Sweet bit, sweet mama, sweet bit, sweet mama, sweet bit, sweet mama. Please, sweet bit, sweet mama, sweet bit, sweet mama. Sweet bit. Wow.